Hello there. Today we're gonna do something a little different. We're gonna do a tutorial. And the tutorial is about Minecraft commands. Something that I am sort of good at. But some commands I still don't get how it works, so some of the commands we may be learning them together. Or some of them I'll just tell you that I don't really understand it. But, just some things that some other YouTuber might not really tell you. So, starting from the first one, advancements. The advancement one. Sadly, advancement is one of the ones that I really don't get. So, you have advancement, it's in the first one. You can grant or you can revoke. You can take away an advancement or you can grant an advancement. You can grant any player, all players, all entities. Actually, they can't, they just put in like arguments, so you can't, only players have advancements, so all entities wouldn't work in this command. There's player, random player, current entity, and this is my username, so I'm just gonna select RedsDC. And then everything. Everything is basically every advancement in the entire game. And then, or you can use from. Everything, every advancement from an event, like planting a seed, or breed all animals, and building a bookshelf. Okay, this is part of the recipes. Or you could use another one, only, and you can put hero the village or something. Or you can put levitate. If you levitate and you levitated, yeah, this is the one that I don't really get. I don't think only really works. So, and then there's through. To killing a mob, I think that's the from as well. I don't really get it. And then there is revoke, which basically, yeah, it's the same thing, but you take away from it. I'm bad at this advancements command. Okay, can we move on to the second one? Have you been informed enough? Yes, thank you. Next command. Then you have boss bar. And then later on this video, I stopped using command blocks because I started to become too lazy. Okay, so I just found out that you have to use something like that, and then it's text. Hi. Now it's called hi, and then I can set Minecraft okay, player RexDC, and let's do that. Okay, now I can see the boss bar hi, and then I can boss bar get hi players. So this is the similar to list, but it just get the information of that set boss bar, and then you can change the value to, let's change it to 5. Change it to 5, and then set height max. That's the max amount of numbers that will be showed. Let's set that to 10. And as you can see, the boss bar level has went to 5, the middle, because the max is at 10 and the value is at 5. And then you can do the style, which you can do notched. If you want to do notched, then as you can see, there'll be notches around here, which will show as a section. So I chose the maximum to 10 and the style notch to 10 sections separated by the notches, meaning that each value is one notch. So if I slash boss bar set height value to 6, then as you can see, it increases by one notch. Actually, one section. I keep saying that. Is it one notch or is it one section? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's one section. So let's remove this boss bar because it's getting kind of annoying. The color and stuff. Yeah. But before that, you need a color. You have the colors. You have the name. Yeah, you have to change the name. Let's change the name. I want to do that. And then visible. If you change that to false, then you can't see it. But it's still there. So what you want to do to not see it at all is to remove it. Actually, high. So remove custom boss bar high. And then now there is clear. As you can see now I have nothing. That was unexpected. Well, that was because clear doesn't need to have a selected player or entity to do this. All you need to do is type /clear, and then your inventory will be cleared. Or you can select the player, and then you can choose what items you want to clear and what types of items you want to clear. So if it's planks, then warped planks, crimson planks, oak planks, dark oak planks, spruce planks, acacia planks, birch planks, they'll all be removed from your inventory. And they'll the slab stuff. So this is pretty self-explanatory, and now I have nothing in my inventory. And then there is clone. Clone basically works like a structure block, but it's all in one command. So you put the first coordinate and the second coordinate. Everything that is inside of those two coordinates will be listed. Actually, not listed. It will be copied and then pasted to the third coordinate, which is the coordinate that you want your copied stuff that you just copied to be. Yeah, it's kind of obvious. And then there is the data. Data is really kind of hard to use, but I'll try to explain this in a simple way. Get is to get the data from a storage, an entity, or a block. The block has to be a tile entity, like a chest or note block entity, basically any entity like me. So this is all of my data, my MBT data. This is way too big for anyone to see, so I recommend you don't do that. That's kind of not what you want to do. And then there is data merge. What is merge? Okay, so you put an entity or storage or anything, and then you put let's put my name inside. And then let's do select. Oh, you have to use the those kind of weird brackets. So what merge does is it's like an add. It adds the the MBT data that you are currently typing right now into the entity that you're selecting. But kind of cool still. You can get to modify this stuff, or you could use storage. Okay, so map creators, they use to store if they want a place where they can store their MBT data and quickly copy them into other entities, they'll use other entities to store those data. But now you can use the storage, which is another way. And it works across dimensions. You set one, you add a name to add an ID to it, and then you add MBT data to it, and then you can put it out and then copy it into other entities or tile entities or other storages at any time. Did I just say storages? Yeah, I just said storages. And then you also have data pack, which is, let's say that you can disable, enable, or you can disable a data pack, stop it from working, enable a data pack that has been disabled before, because all data packs that are put into the world are enabled by default. List all the data packs in here. Yeah, one data pack's enabled. Minecraft gotta be better with the grammar. The default data for Minecraft cannot be changed. There are no more data packs available. That's that. And then there is the debug. This is added in 1.14. You'll report, you'll start, you'll stop. It basically gives you another set of information on your game. So it's no requirement. If you have like a bug that crashes the game or anything, then you'll need to also put in it in the Minecraft bugs. You'll also need to put in the debug report in there. So it's another requirement to make there to help Mojang find where the problem is and change it as fast as possible. Default game mode works in single player and multiplayer. It's if a new person, if another person that hasn't joined the world before joins the world, then what game mode will they be in? Creative mode, survival mode, adventure mode, or spectator mode? Actually, I don't think you can put. Yeah, you can put spectator mode. Huh, that's interesting. But if you end up in spectator mode in one of the, stuff, and then you get trapped in there and all, yeah, that'd be weird. But yeah. And then moving on, there is difficulty. Difficulty, you guys already know. You put the difficulty in, and then you select if you want easy, hard, or peaceful, or normal. And after the 1.13 update, you have to put in the word. You can't just use 0, 1, 2, or 3. I don't know why they did that, but they also added in this kind of list of all of the, you can like search for stuff and stuff, which is also kind of cool. And then there's effect. Effect, you probably all know how to do that. Effect, give your name, and then you can give yourself either anything like, I'll give myself glowing, and then I have to put in the time. If you put in 9999, then based on your version, you may be glitched to actually count down, or it'll just give up and show that it's infinite. But because some versions may glitch out and then actually time it and then actually put in a timer, you might just want to add another line just to be safe. So if you want level 1 on an effect, then in the amplifier you don't put 1. No, you put 0. Because it's a computer. Computers count things from 0, so the first level would be 0 and the second level would be 1. So 255 is the highest number you can put in this amplifier, meaning that 256 is the highest level of effect that you can get on any effect. Type particles false. If you want to type false, then you might as well not type anything in here because it defaults to false. True, meaning that it won't show in the top right hand corner, and it also won't have the particles. Some things you guys might not know is in a clear, you can clear a specific effect that you want to clear. Good to know. And there is enchant. Enchant, you basically put in your enchantment that you want, and then you put in number. However, this one, if you want level 1, you do put in 1. And sorry, but if you haven't used enchant yet, no, don't get that excited. You can't bypass enchanting limits with this command here. You'll have to use NBT to do that. And then there is execute. Execute has a lot of stuff. So align. Oh, okay. So what you basically do is that you align it from yeah, I don't really get how X is. Oh, okay. So you align the XYZ, and then there's another one called anchored. Anchored eyes, feet. So I believe this is it's anchored. What does anchored mean? Let me just. Okay, so I figured out anchored is based. I think it's probably where is relative 0, 0. It's either your feet or your head. If it's your feet, then you probably don't have to type that anyways because it defaults to your feet. As means that you run a command as a certain player. But if the player doesn't have op or only has a certain level of op, and this command requires a higher level of op, then this command cannot run. And is at. At is executing right at that certain player, but the person who is technically typing, who is technically running this command is still you, so you can use that to give an unop player, to target an unop player and not having the as a problem. Facing is basically where you face and stuff, or you can facing entity. I think this just takes where I'm facing right now. And this is if. You can use this to see like your scoreboard, your predicates. So the predicate is basically you can put a percentage or you can test for if it's raining and stuff. Entity is yeah, I don't know how to do it. Blocks and block. Block probably only has one coordinate and blocks probably have multiple. And then we go back to in. In is the dimension. You can set it in the overworld, the in, or the nether. And you can put the position or put as. So position is basically like at, but you can put in the coordinate as well. Rotated as that. I don't get what rotated means. Probably how it's rotated. And then run. Oh. Okay. Yeah, this one is just running a command, a regular command. You can put run also after each and every one of these, so you can put execute in Minecraft Nether, run /TP, and then put in the coordinate. Why you want to do that? Because you will actually teleport into the Nether. And then this store, result success, and then there's run. Actually, unless is the exact opposite of if. Do it except for when score, predicate, and the data and other stuff. And that's basically it for execute. Oh, and something else. Once you put one of this, once you put the if some once you put one of these and then you put in the required values to make this work, you can put another one. So you can have multiple requirements for the command that you want it to execute. Ooh, that was a mouthful. And then we have experience. Same as the same is the same as XP. Just in 1.13, you can add levels or you can add experience orb. You have to make sure that if you want levels, you add in levels after the value. I feel like you already know how it works. You basically put in one of the coordinates and you put in the second coordinate, and then you type in the second coordinate, and then you basically replace it with a block, and then there's this things. Destroy means that the blocks will be destroyed, dropping the items unless to get the item back you need a silk touch pickaxe or a silk touch enchanted tool, or it's impossible to get it back at all. And then there's force load. Force load is to add or query or remove. Query is basically you see how many force loads are in or where the force loads are. You can add one. Sometimes you add one and then it says an error message. You basically put in two coordinates. Why will it be an error message? Maybe because of the place that you assigned has already been a force load. Because you can't force load if you set a force load in a certain area, then every chunk that has that area that you assign to will have the force load. So if you overlap, then you'll have an error message. And then there's function. Function cannot be run in this particular place, but function is basically function is basically a data pack function. You put in a data pack and then you run a certain file in it. And then there's game mode, game rule, and give. Okay, game rule will be here. Game rule is simple, just all of these and stuff. And then there's give. Game mode you already know, probably, hopefully. And then give me some stuff. Maybe give me a diamond sword. And then give me an enchantment ID, maybe sharpness, and then level or put 10. 10 is the highest. So okay, with the enchantments in BT, this is a way that you can bypass. It's a way that you can bypass enchantment limits and put enchantment onto an item that shouldn't have that enchantment. So this is the sharpness level 10. Level 10 is the highest level, which when you hover over and the text, it will actually show the numbers in Roman numbers. What I mean is that if I do this, I'll get it sharpness 10. You see it's an X because it's Roman numerals. But if I add another one, just another one, let's say 11, then I'll say sharpness enchantment dot level dot 11. See, it glitches out and shows you that without all the fancy stuff. And then there is H with help. Help basically gives you all the commands that you can do, and it basically gives you what you can do in there. But why? And you might be asking, why just do that? All you have to do is tell me that I can do that, and then I'll be on my way. Well, I also told you some things that other Minecraft in the help list won't tell you, like the fact that you can put question mark as well. Really? You can't do that anymore? Okay, you could do that in like 1.13, 1.12. I know that was removed. Oh. I'm learning things with you, you know. And then there is kick and kill. Kick is you force a player to log out, and kill is you basically kill stuff. And then list. Okay, this is a list UUIDs. List all the entities. Okay. Actually, it's not entities. It's the players. Players UUID. And my UUID is C9625A9B. And then -6 for EE, read the rest. If you want, you can pause and you read the rest. I'm not gonna watch that. And then there's locate. Locate, you can locate a structure, and then it'll locate a structure, and it'll give you nearest whatever structure is at what coordinate and what coordinate. What coordinate? Squiggly, what coordinate? Why is it squiggly? Because structures, structures when they render and they generate, they don't care about Y level. All they care is that this structure is generated in this coordinate from 0 to 256. Actually, it's 0 to 255. The coordinate, as I told you, computers, they start from 0, so it's actually 255. And if you watch the Hermitcraft Season 6 build off, there's that one which said, hey, 255 build, and then I think it's Scar, and then he tried placing a block, and he could place a block, and the coordinate is 256. Now, the Y level is 256. Don't tell me that I'm wrong, okay? He's standing on the 255 block, and he can't place another block. But because if he looks at the coordinates, relative 0, 0 will be on its feet, meaning that 256 is actually a block above the build height. And then there's locate biome, a new uh, a new command added in the recent 1.16 snapshot. You can use that to locate any biomes. I hope that it will tell you. I think that it will tell you the Y level. Maybe it will not, but hopefully they'll add that because now there are vertical biome compatibility. So you can have a warp for this basically preparation for the Nether update. It was added in 1.15. Okay, so what it did was that you can have Soul Sand Valley, and on top of that warp forest. You couldn't have that before, but they added the compatibility to have a vertical biome specification. Okay, loot, and you can spawn in so slash loot. I haven't used this before actually. Spawn and fish. Oh, so it's a loot table, okay? It spawns the loot table's loot in here, so spawn the loot of maybe. Oh, okay, so that mine. Okay, so that's the loot table. You spawn the the loot of a specific loot table. So that's that, and then me. So me makes it so that there will be an asterisk before whatever you type later, meaning it, and so it's asterisk and then your name, so that you can say that uh, Rex DC is making a YouTube video. That's what I said, and you can also do that. And then there's also MSG, same as /w and /tel. You choose who you want to send the message to, and then you send the message, and only they will know, and you will get a response that you whispered to them. So particle, it's a summon a particle. Maybe it has an animation or anything. That's simple, and it's kind of hard to get a simple command going, so I'm not going to do that. Play sound is that you can play the sound of ambient cave, and so if it's ambient and then you play it as master, then it will be like even if a person turned down the ambient music, then they will still hear this because it's using the command. So it's like what will they send it to the players as, and and then you can also say where is the sound coming from, and then our recipe give and take. Okay, it'll give you the recipe to do a specific thing. You can map creators is a game mode called do limited crafting, meaning that a player can only craft something that you give that they have the recipe do. So you can take and give them recipes to limit their ability to craft. Oh, and there's reload. Reload is to reload the game. So if you're having some lag issues, you can try this. I don't guarantee that this will fix all the problems. And then replace item. It's like give, but you specify where you're going to put it. And if there's already another item here, then it will actually remove that item. So be careful. Using a replace item, I can put stuff that I'm not supposed to be putting on my head. Let's do that. Entity, armor, head, and I'll put maybe a glass block. As you can see, I'm wearing a black glass block. And then S, which has say. Okay, say it basically is that you press D and then you say the stuff. But instead of being in this kind of thing, this is without say and this is with say. But why would I use say? It's just like a waste of time, right? No. What if I typed at P? Just gonna type at P. Okay, there's something in my speaker. I'm gonna blow it out. It's never good. But if I use /say and then at P, it will actually go and calculate and then see the nearest player from me. That's basically myself. I'm closest to myself because I am myself. And then there is schedule. That's basically you put a schedule to run a function, I think. Scoreboard, and that's just, yeah, you get the objective, you get the players in it. So you set a new scoreboard, you put the players in the scoreboard, and then you have seed. Seed is basic. It's just gonna tell you what seed this map is using. So you can give it to other players and very important, tell them what version you loaded that seed on. So they have to go because every different every world, every version loads a seed differently. So if you had a problem loading one of those, then it's probably be if you had a problem loading one of those that looked different, it's probably because you used the wrong version and the way that Minecraft generates land has changed since. And then there's set block, same as fill, except it's one block on one coordinate, one block. Set world spawn. Okay, set world spawn is simple. It specifies the point as to which if you have a server or a single player world, if a new player that hasn't joined the world yet came, where would it appear first? And also, if you die and your spawn point is obstructed or missing, or you haven't set a spawn point at all, where would you end up? This spawn point, that's just regular spawn point. You can spectate. That is a new command added in 1.15. What you can basically do is if you're in spectator mode, you spectate and then you set a UUID or a player's name, and then you'll go ahead and spectate on that player. No need to be near that player and then click on him. There's spread players. So I think okay. So spread players, as you can see, is spread players randomly from this point, so this coordinate is the middle point. It doesn't have a so it spreads out. It doesn't have a y coordinate. It's just that that point is the center of the spreading, and then you'll spread the spread distance. Is that how far away, how many blocks away will it spread? And then that's the max. And then there's a max range. Max range is the opposite. How much is the limit? You can't spread it more anymore. Oh, so spread distance, I think, is the distance between players and players, I think. Respect teams is if it's based on teams or not. Targets is how many people are affected. What people are affected by this. And then there is stop sound. Stop all the sound in your client. Okay, other people might still be playing other sound, but yours is stop. It's just reset, and then T. T as tag. Tag is basically you tag a player with a tag, and then you can use that tag to separate that player that you tagged from others in selectors. So you can add E and then tag equals the tag that you tagged them. Team is basically that what it means. You can add a team, add into a team, or set the rules of a team. So you can modify the team. So I don't have a team. Let's add a team called team. Display, if it says display name, you still the Java stuff, the Java text, but you don't know you don't need that anymore. It'll use this name as the name unless you don't want this as the name. That it's just the ID, and then the display name will be another one. So the display name is not necessary. So let's add a. So we already added a team. And then modify team. Let's see collision rule. So always, never push other things or push own team. This is the one that I find really interesting. You can disable, enable, and specify what players can or can't unicollision each other. Map creators can utilize it so that all players get in a team, and then parkour map creators, you guys are gonna use this a lot, so that multiplayer parkour maps don't have to worry about unicollision and then people punching each other out. People punching each other out. Well, that's actually another team rule that you can modify. Team message is to send a message to the whole entire team, or you can use TM, the same. Teleport is the same as TP, and TP is over here. You teleport to a player, or you can teleport to a player, teleport yourself to a player, or teleport another player to another player, or teleport another player to yourself. If you only put one target, that means that you're teleporting yourself to that player. Or coordinate, you can also put a coordinate. Yeah. Tilraw, okay? It's basically like the boss bar. You have the Java text, and then what's good about the Java text is that if you put it into command block or any other player and then type it and then you send it, it will not say who sent it. It'll just be the text and that's it. Meaning that it's good for map creators and you can also specify the color. So you can put like you can put like if your name is if your map creator name is Steve and you wanted to make it so that it looks like you joined the game, you made the map, and then you're like, hey, what did you do to my map and all that stuff. Then you can use Tilraw, because Tilraw you can also specify the color and if it's bold or not, and maybe many others like italics, maybe underlined, or maybe you can put a link. Because if you didn't know, if you had just had a command block, if you just had a command block telling you what the, if you just have a command block there, and then just typing the link out and just slash say it out, other people won't be able to click on it. So yeah, just make sure times at day, times at night, times at noon, or you can put time set and then a tick, which is basically there's 20 ticks in a second, and there's 20 minutes in a Minecraft day. You do the math. I'm too lazy, I'm just way too lazy. And then you can also put S after the value to make it seconds. So it's easier to calculate, or you can make it days. D for days. And then, yeah, you get the idea. There's some other letters that you can use, but they're basically the same idea. Title. Title is here, so you can put where you want it to. Subtitle, and then the title, the times, the reset, clear, action bar, which is basically different places that you put the the words. And yes, you need Java stuff, so you need the Java text. TMTP. TP is the same as teleport, and TM is the same as team message, or TMMSG. And then there is weather. Weather clear, and then you can put the duration. And then there's world border. Set the world border to whatever. And you can also put a warning. And then X has XP, which is same as experience, and I believe that's the end of the list. If you enjoyed this video, little tutorial, I actually wasted like 1 hour filming this. I'm gonna edit this. Maybe it's gonna be like 15 minutes or so. I don't know. So yeah. Uh, post other videos, that video and stuff. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you really love this video and how I play Minecraft and how I post YouTube videos, then you can subscribe. And yeah. Bye.